Hello, this is Darren Chang and I'm here to show you around another crossover day pack. This is the Osprey Radial 26. Let's take a look around and see what this guy has to offer. Before I go too long on this, I should let you know that I actually reviewed its predecessor, the Radial 26, in 2014. And for those of you who follow this channel, you know that I actually loved this pack. And let me talk about this pack for a wee bit before I talk about the 2018 version of this. The Radial is brilliant because of one thing, and that is this suspension system. If you note here, it has a trampoline of sorts on the back, and then there's about a 1-inch space before you hit the actual backpack itself. It's incredibly ventilated as a result. Not to mention the fact that in order to have this trampoline, you must have a wire frame that gives structure to this pack. And that structure makes it feel like you're carrying much less weight than you actually are as a result of the entire combination of this frame sheet, frame wire design. It's a brilliant design, it's lightweight, it's comfortable, and it works. But one of the problems you have with a pack like this is when you tried to put it down, and I'll do it right here on the side here, when you tried to put it down, it wouldn't stay up. It would roll over onto its face. And no matter what you did, it would roll over onto its face, even if you put a lot of weight into the bottom of the bag. Because it's curved at the bottom here, it's going to fall over, and that's a huge pain. The other thing is that notice where this handle is. There's a handle here, and it's midway between the front of the pack over here and the back of the pack where it attaches to you. Now, this seems like a nice balanced spot if you're going to be carrying this, but keep in mind that when you're carrying a backpack, it's rare that you're carrying it for more than, say, 50 feet or so before you throw it on your back. So having a handle here that's in the middle and is very comfortable isn't nearly as important as having some sort of loop, it doesn't even have to be a pretty handle, on the back of the pack near the suspension system. And what that allows you to do is to hang the backpack on the wall. All right, let me show you what I'm talking about with how this bag has a hard time being held by one of these hooks here. So I have a hook, let me just move my chair out of the way here. I have a hook on my door. This is where I often put my backpacks when I get home from work. Now this thing, notice that the hook is still, and this is a hook that sticks out, 2.5 inches. It's your typical hook. It's nothing, it's not like it's too small or anything. And the handle right here. So in order to get this handle to hook on here, notice what I have to do. And you'll notice here, that seriously warped the back of the bag. And it also means that I have no ability to get access, because of where the handle is, I have no ability to get access to my laptop, which is a stinker. Because if I'm at work and I'm hanging this on, say, a doorknob or something like that, I want to be able to get access to my laptop so I can pull it out and work on it. All right, so you can see that it's kind of a pain to hang this bag. And the fact that it doesn't stand upright means that it's kind of a pain when you come into work and need to put your bag somewhere. You have to lean it against something. That's a huge pain in my book. It didn't prevent me from loving this bag and actually using it for quite a while, but then it started to get really tiresome to always have to find a place to lean your bag, and inevitably it would fall over, and then it's harder to load, it's harder to unload, etc. It became a significant pain in the butt to deal with this backpack, despite the fact that it was by far the most comfortable pack to wear. Okay, so that was in 2014. Now we have 2018. This came out in 2017, but I got it in 2018 this year. And this is also the Radial 26, but you'll see that they addressed those two issues that I was really hoping they would address. Number one, this one will actually stand on its own. Brilliant. And then notice that this handle, it's still pretty comfortable, but notice where they've located it. They've put it more towards the back. So this guy, as you can see in this video, will be able to hang on its own. All right, let's see what this bag has to offer. In the very front here, you can see there's an open pocket that's held with a single Fastex buckle. And you can put a hat, windbreaker, something pretty small here. It can't be something you need to make sure is securely in there because it only is held by this single buckle here. But still handy nonetheless. Above this, there's this funny thing here. And what this allows you to do is to hook your helmet to this. So this is kind of a bicycling commuter pack. It's what it's really geared towards or marketed towards. I very infrequently have to carry my helmet with me. I typically just leave it associated with my bike, sort of hang it on the handlebars. But if you're somebody who needs to carry your helmet, then this allows you to be able to hook it in. It sort of acts like a button. It goes through one of the air vents in your helmet and then pulls the helmet against the bag. Of course, when you have that in place, it does make it a little bit harder for you to access the pockets. So I'm not sure if it's really worth it to have a place to hook my helmet. All right, just behind this is our organizer panel. And you can see it's nice and bright green in there, so it's very easy to see into the depths of the bag. The panel itself is pretty deep. It's going to go all the way down, so it's a giant pocket. It goes all the way down to the very bottom of the pack. And we have a meshed pocket that is elasticized. We have another elasticized pocket here that is not mesh. And I keep my iPhone in here. This is an iPhone 7 Plus if you're trying to gauge the size. So clearly it's a big enough pocket for a really large phone. And then I have a couple of pins hooked to here. Behind this you can see is a zippered pocket. It too is mesh, but it's a mesh that's a very fine mesh. And I have cables and a hard drive, etc. in there. And that's it for organization, but that's frankly all I really need for organization. Notice here there's only a single zipper here, so in order to get access you have to unzip the entire thing and you have to make sure you zip it all the way back up. Everywhere else there are double zippers, but you have a single zipper there. Having an organizer panel on the outside of your bag such that you don't have to dig into the main compartment to get a pencil or your phone or whatever, to me that's essential. Into the main compartment. By the way, the zipper pulls on this, great zipper pulls. Really easy to grab onto. You can grip it with your thumb in your hand like this if you have gloves or mittens on, or you can stick your finger in. It's always there. Really easy to pull. They're YKK zippers. They're pretty small zippers, but they're YKKs, so they're probably going to last you. I wish they were a little bit beefier, but not bad. And considering that I used the green radial that has the exact same zippers and never had any zipper failures, I think you can be rest assured that they're not going to fail on you. Okay, so into the main compartment. Zips down to here and down to there, and it opens like so. And I have my mail in there. I actually have a camera insert organizer there, so I put my camera and my headphones in there. We have a couple of, again, elasticized mesh pockets. These are bigger than the ones that we saw in the organizer panel moments ago. So I have my wallet in one, and I have things like my Tylenol and Dramamine and gum, etc. And then behind this is an open-topped pocket, and this is where I keep file folders. Keeps them nice and flat, no wrinkles. And then you'll see in a moment what this is. This is actually a pocket that's hanging into the main compartment. Oh, another thing I want to mention is that there are the dreaded zipper covers here, which drives me absolutely bonkers. I really wish that they had eliminated those. In the original green one, no zipper covers. Loved that. In this black one, in 2017, 2018, zipper covers. Boo! On the very top of the pack, you can see there's a single zipper that opens up that compartment, gets access to that compartment I just showed you moments ago that was hanging down into the main compartment. This is a great place for me to keep my sunglasses. Need to grab these all the time, need to switch out my prescription glasses that I'm wearing, and I have an easy place to put them, safe. They're not going to get crushed as long as I don't overpack the center compartment or the main compartment of this backpack. And then keep stepping backwards. Inside here, we have a compartment for my MacBook Pro. This is a 15-inch MacBook Pro. Fits it no problem, but probably isn't going to fit anything much bigger than that. And then this is hard to see, but there is a zippered compartment on the front of this, and it's padded. Well, it's very lightly padded, actually. It's sort of a like neoprene on the side that's going to be facing your computer. You could fit a small tablet. No way are you going to be able to fit a 13-inch iPad Pro in there. But you could also put in your charger into here, cables, etc. if you don't want to put a tablet into that area. Let's take a look at the pockets that exist on the side of the bag. Here you can see we have a water bottle pocket. It's pretty shallow, but it is a tight hold. There's a lot of elastic in here that's going to hold your water bottle tightly against the side of your bag. And in case you still don't feel like that's secure enough, there's a bungee here that you can put over the top of the bottle to keep it secure. Let me show that to you. I have my hydro flask here. So this is I use this thing all the time. So I go ahead and insert my hydro flask, goes in pretty easily. And then I take this bungee cord and I simply throw this over the top, and that's going to hold the hydro flask in there, okay? On the other side, I don't have a water bottle pocket. I have a pocket that's a zippered pocket. Bring that down there. And in here, you actually have a lanyard that's connected to the bag itself, and it gives you the ability to attach your keys. It's not as convenient as hanging it on the shoulder strap, but it's a heck of a lot quieter and it doesn't bang into my face if I'm running. So it's kind of nice to have. And the fact that they provide you with a key back is really kind of sweet. And there is a little bit of volume, but this is pretty stiff fabric, so that's not a ton of volume, especially if you pack up the main compartment really tightly. And then let's flip over onto the bottom here. You can see on the bottom I have another zipper, and if I unzip that, this reveals an area, and in here is where the rainfly is kept. Now this drives me crazy. I love having a rainfly, although I have to admit I very rarely use the thing. But you either have a rainfly or you have zipper covers, but you don't have both. It doesn't make any sense to have both. And frankly, the rainfly is going to be the thing that does the trick much better than zipper covers will. For a bag that's designed for bicycle commuters, it's a little odd to me that this thing is not set up to be able to accommodate one of those water reservoirs or water bladders. You could certainly do it, but there's no cute little hook that allows you to hang the water bladder anywhere in the bag. I would have thought that in the area where you keep the computer, that there would have been a hook there, but there isn't one, which makes using a water bladder very difficult because it just slumps inside of the bag. And then there's also no port that allows you to stick the hose out of your bag and then neatly bring it down to the area along your shoulder strap and allow it to slide through one of these loops in your shoulder strap. So the fact that that's missing is very strange to me, given that it really doesn't take too much to put something like that together. So let's look at this suspension system. You can see that very happily it has the exact same suspension system that we saw on the original Radial 26, which is this trampoline-like thing that gives you incredible ventilation. So yes, you are still going to get a sweaty back if it's 90 degrees and you're cycling, but you're not going to get as sweaty a back when it's 90 degrees and you're cycling. So it's a great setup here. The shoulder straps themselves, fully adjustable. They have mesh back. There's EVA foam to make it ultra comfortable, and there's holes in that EVA foam to make it more ventilated. There is a fully adjustable sternum strap. There is a waist belt. It's a very simple waist belt, but it is there. It's removable if you don't want it. And then lastly, there's this interesting, I'm not quite sure if it's a load carrier or what it is, but there is a way to adjust to some degree. I think it's sort of like load carrying device, but notice here that it's a bungee cord system. When I pull up on it, it definitely lifts the shoulder straps much like a load lifter does, but probably, I can't imagine it does as good a job because it's bungee, so it's going to be much more springy. So kind of funny. I'm not quite sure exactly what it's used for. Maybe I'll have to look into that a little more further. You should know that I've been using this thing for about a week and a half, and it is incredibly comfortable. No surprise there, because the original Radial was incredibly comfortable. You can load this thing up with a ton of weight and it still feels comfortable, and it still feels like it's right there on your back. You don't have a lot of that sort of that swing momentum that often happens when you have bags that have lesser suspension systems and not as good a shape and design. All right, so let me go ahead and reinsert my laptop into here. You can see that as I've been showing you around, it's been loaded up with all my stuff already. And let me go ahead and throw this on and tell you how comfortable it is to wear. And I will just tell you straight out, it is ridiculously comfortable to wear. So this really is going to be more about what it looks like on me so you can judge where it falls on my body. There are two different sizes of this Radial 26 that you can get. You can get the medium large version or the small medium version. And I have the medium large version. It says on the tag here that, and I'm assuming this is in terms of the length of your back, that for medium large, it's for somebody who has a back length between 46 and 53 centimeters. I have no idea what my back length is in centimeters or inches for that matter, but I do know that this fits me well. So let me go ahead and throw this on and show you what it looks like. So it's filled with about 20 pounds worth of stuff in here. And let me go ahead and clip my waist belt. You can see I just did it very loosely right here. The waist belt is not designed to take the weight of your bag, much like a hip belt would. It's really there just to stabilize your load so that when you're moving around, whether it's cycling or running, it's not going to shift as much as it would if you didn't have that waist belt. Then I have my sternum strap here. This thing is pretty much already fitted to me because I've been using it for a long time. So there you go. This is how it sits on me. You can see that it actually sort of rides on my hips anyway, the way it's designed. Okay, very comfortable. Like I said, these shoulder straps are super comfortable. They're cut beautifully. No hot spots, no air spots or anything in there. It really just does a wonderful job of carrying the load. So I would say, folks, that it's been a long time since I've been wowed by a pack, and I am wowed by this crossover Daypack. You should really take a look at it. It's not cheap, but it's worth every penny.